What is this? How difficult is raiding in Lost Ark? Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking of going Soul Fist. I might on the reroll.
Hey everybody, today I'm breaking down what an endgame encounter is like in Lost Ark Korea currently. The fight we're looking at is the 5th gateway of the Legion Commander Abelshut's raid. This weekly raid is split into 6 different boss encounters with checkpoints to stop and save the lockout after completing the 2nd and 4th boss encounters. You can reform and pick up where you left off with the same party members or switch it up with replacements if they're also at the same checkpoint. Loot's also received at each checkpoint in equal proportions, so if you complete phase 2, you'll earn 33% of the potential materials for crafting the new set. Phase 4 nets you 66%, and Phase 6 gets you 100%. Gateway 5 pits you against the Queen of Nightmares herself, Abelshut. She has 23 billion HP in this encounter, evenly split into 200 individual lines of HP. This helps us more easily identify when certain gimmick mechanics will occur at. She has a total of 31 different patterns that can be used in any random order between major HP thresholds. But we'll just be covering the major gimmicks though to keep this video concise. At 180 lines of health, the first major gimmick happens. All 8 players are given a black or white shape. There are 4 shapes, so 2 people will get the same shape, 1 in black and 1 in white. At periodic intervals, shapes will be summoned while you're DPSing Abelshut that will float across the screen. You must collect a certain number of shapes depending on which shape you were assigned at the start of the mechanic. Circles have to collect 2, squares have to collect 4, hexagons 6, and star 8.
What the
If you
fuck?
collect the wrong color shape, it's considered -1. There will also be patterns that are needles that travel across the screen, homing in on a player for a few seconds but we're traveling in a straight line. That if you're hit by it, it's a 50% chance it's either a black or a white shape, so it could help or set you back. The other mechanic are long line telegraphs across the entire map that if you're hit, do the same thing as a needle. There's 2 variations of that, one that also summons a needle which travels in the same direction at a high speed. You have to lower Abelshut to 140 lines of health while collecting the correct number of shapes for every player. It's common to have the correct number of stacks of your shape, only to get screwed over by the last summoning of shapes. Needles and line telegraphs and around 145 lines. If any of the 8 players has an incorrect number of stacks when entering the 140 line gimmick, it's a guaranteed raid wipe and you have to start over.
Oh
At
my
120
god.
lines, Abelshut either has a circle or a cross shape underneath her. This helps us determine where we need to stack with the other player to safely place a symbol on the ground for the next pattern. Before we stack, we have to dodge line laser telegraphs twice, with the second one giving us about a second afterwards to converge with the other player. If done successful, all 4 players will place a symbol in 4 sections of the map evenly spaced from each other. Abelshut proceeds to shift the map, and one of the 8 players has to guide a certain shaped meteor into the corresponding symbol placed in the previous mechanic. Failing to do that wipes the raid. While doing this, players have to dodge a lot of large AoE telegraphs, the red scary ones that are one-shots. The expanding black hole also has to be avoided, and if it touches another one of the symbols, then it wipes the raid, which is why they have to be placed equidistant apart from one another.
Is
If
this
everyone's
video
successful
sped
at
up?
placing all 4 meteors, then you proceed to the next phase, which is a burn from 140 lines to 110 lines. At 110 lines, Abelshut ports to the center and a short intermission plays. 2 large spheres are summoned into the map, and there's also glyphs on the ground which
Is he
light
just
up
narrating the whole encounter? Is this literally a 6-minute boss fight?
that tell us what to do in this mechanic. They indicate the order in which the 3 major targets have to be neutralized with fatigue damage from our spells. Doing this out of order wipes the raid, and taking too long also wipes the raid. At the same time, illusions of Abelshut can spawn in up to 6 positions, 3 above and 3 below. It's random. Every illusion that gets summoned has to be countered within a second of it appearing. Failing to do so silences the entire party, which screws up the neutralization, and also the illusion blows up and does like 50% of your health. If all the
Lol.
illusions are successfully countered and the 3 main targets are neutralized in the correct order, then you move on to the next phase. The next phase, the 2 orbs that were just neutralized create portals that lead to a different cube mini-boss in a separate area. To pass the gimmick, 1 player has to collect 12 white orb buffs in the right portal, and then in the left side portal, 4 players have to collect 3 gold orbs each. The 12 white orb player is probably going to have to be a support because the white orbs inflict a DOT, a stacking damage over time debuff on you as you collect each orb. At least 1 player has to stay outside to deal with Abelshut, or else she immediately casts a raid wipe if there's no one in the area with her. Not collecting the right number of orbs also incurs a raid wipe in the next gimmick. And also the player that stays outside fighting her dies, she also kills the raid. During the battle with the cubes, there's also needles and line telegraphs that can reduce the number of orbs you've collected. Needles drop you to 0 stacks in the left one, and in the right side room, line telegraphs reduce the amount of stacks you've got by 1. Once the cubes are defeated, you gotta exit within like 2 or 3 seconds or else it kills you. After all players have exited, Albershot begins the next pattern, which reminds a lot of people of Frieza from Dragon Ball Z. She'll summon a huge ball of energy, and you have to break an HP shield on her. Afterwards, lines of light protrudes from 8 different positions. You have to maneuver into the lines of light to avoid being silenced, as there's a neutralization check that has to be cleared. You also have to remember where each of these lines of light are, because at the end of this pattern, after the neutralization check has been succeeded, 5 different safe spots emerge, only one of which is correct to stand in. The safe one is the one that if you remember where all the lines of light emerge from Albershot in the previous pattern, it'll form that shape. If players successfully neutralize the boss, stand in the correct safe spot, and have the correct amount of orb buffs on 5 players, they'll survive the raid wipe that follows afterwards. After
Dude, there's so many
from 110
things.
lines to 90 lines, players are once again assigned
Usually
shapes from...
WoW raids are like, okay, this is what you do in this phase. And then once you're done with that phase, the phase is over. And then you go to phase 2. And then when you're done with phase 2, you go to phase 3. This is like once you're done with phase 1, remember phase 1. And then you're going to go to phase 2. And then apply everything from phase 1 to phase 2. And then when you're in phase 3, some of the stuff you saw in phase 2, get ready for it in phase 3.
Well, it's the same thing as the 180 line gimmick. You have to once again collect the correct amount of shapes by the time you reach 50 lines, while also avoiding a lot more dangerous patterns that begin to emerge at around this point. At 50 lines, you have to once again converge with the other player that has the same shape as you to place the symbols on the ground, but instead of line telegraphs, everyone has to kite.
It's funny how easy the story mobs are leveling up.
About 1 second after the last
you think dodging a fucking red line's difficult?
Place the symbol. Hopefully at this point, everyone has survived and was able to place their symbol to prevent the last 8-player gimmick. As after you successfully guide these meteors into the correct symbol, it's a burn of the last 50 lines to 0 HP against a torrent of even more deadly attacks. If you've managed to claim victory at this point, though, pat yourself on the back, because that was the door phase and the easy part. She takes the battle up in space, and the real battle against the real boss begins at that point.
Oh, what the fuck? Holy shit, man. Dude. Okay. Wait, what raid was that, though? Is this like the latest? This is October 6, 2021. Like, what are the Legion raids right now? Latest raid, Mega Engum, T3 4th Legion Commander. All actual raids are tier 3. This is 5th raid. 302 eye levels tier 1, 600 is tier 2. Oh. Is that just like player terminology or what? Okay, so how do you go from tier 1 to tier 2? What's the best way to get your gear up? Obviously doing the dungeons. I gotta hit level fucking 50 first, you know? Once I hit level 50, I'll go from there. Lost Ark Endgame Kungalanemium raid. Yeah, I might power pass to this class. Oh, that cursor fucking hurts. Actually, he seems, it looks alright, actually. Maybe not, maybe not. This is just a Guardian raid. You need to watch a Legion raid. Guys, you guys don't help with this breakdown. I need to watch like a video. Like, Guardian raids are 4 players. Legion raids are 8 players. When you're at level 50, you're doing Guardian 4-player. Okay. Guardian is entry. So then when you hit level 50, isn't the best way to get your eye level up by doing Guardian stuff? Guardian Chaos Abyss dungeons. Okay, so what's the difference between a Guardian dungeon and a Chaos dungeon? And an Abyss dungeon? Chaos Dungeon is like a Diablo Rift. Oh, okay. Chaos is the loot room. For books and materials, do islands. Why do you need books and materials? I thought you don't upgrading gear. Engravings and tome gets engravings. Oh, okay. I know engravings are like very important. They slightly introduce it as you level. Books grinding for your engraving. I need to like actually see it in game and see what's up there. Is there a video on end game gearing? End Lost Ark end game gearing. This video explains it well. Yeah, let me see how this works.
Now, the first ever thing that you should do at endgame in terms of content are these chaos dungeons that you can access by interacting with this statue.
Oh.
These are very easy mobbing content, and this first one right here is accessible starting with item level 250, which you should absolutely have if you finished the story, and they reward you, amongst many other things, with your set of gear. This set of gear is, you can even have it all the way until tier 2. You really don't need to change it.
Oh, it actually tells you tier 1. Oh, see, it's better. Okay, so you know when you're in tier 2. So if it's 600 eye level, it's tier 2.
Or modify it into any other gear. You can use this one from day 1 all the way until you finish your tier 1 progression and enter tier 2. After you finish one...
Oh, 802 is tier 2? Oh.
Even 2 runs if you want of the Chaos Dungeons. You should play Song of Trixion and go visit Beatrice in Trixion so she would give you the purple quest, which starts your awakening skill quest. This is your awakening skill right here, all the way at the bottom, this one right here, and you get it by visiting Beatrice in Trixion, assuming you're level 50. Alongside with your awakening skill, you're also going to get a level 50 skill. Each class gets their own skill, of course. Both of these, the awakening and the level 50 skill, regular skill that you can drag on your bar, come as items in your bag. So there's an orange and black item, and there's also a black item. You have to use both of those from your bag in order to get these 2 skills. Awakening skill, the first awakening skill, this one, is pretty easy to do, and I definitely advise you do it as the second thing in your journey at endgame. After completing these 2 things that we discussed, the world is your oyster. You can start doing whatever you want. If I would be to recommend you a couple of things or a way to go, I would actually
So Chaos Dungeons in the center into getting your awakening is what? So awakening into Chaos Dungeons would make sense.
To the Guardian raid section, and I would finish my 2 daily runs of a Guardian raid appropriate for my item level. In this case, since you're just wearing the 302 gear from the Chaos Dungeons, you have access to this boss. Later on, when you enchant your gear a bit, you have access to this and so on, right? On top of that...
So that shit's fucking easy to access. You literally just press a button and Guardian raids are right here. I was like, you gotta go and fucking go to them? No, you can just matchmake it right out of your menu. Oh. Okay, so raid level 1, Guardian Souls earned, resets every day at 11. So it's daily Guardian Souls you get. Is it literally just going and killing the bosses here? And then you get one of these rewards. Okay, and wait, so that means you can only get 2 souls a day. What do you use for souls for currency? What is that?
Or just wearing the 302 gear from the Chaos Dungeons, you have access to this boss. Later on, when you enchant your gear a bit, you have access to this and so on, right? On top of that, daily quests is something...
Wait, you can do it shit on your... bosses take 50 minutes to kill and scale with players, so doing it solo. Souls are for weekly. Wait, so you can have fucking alts and then get more souls? Fuck. Dude, I hate when... Oh, that's not fun. That reminds me of Destiny. Oh my god! I always hated how Destiny is like, you could do all your shit on all your alts. I don't like that in MMOs. I don't like that at all. I don't like when it's like beneficial to have alts that heavily.
That I highly recommend you start doing with day one. You have 3 daily quests per day to do, and also 3 weekly quests per week. So taking 3 dailies, I advise you focus on these dailies that give you either this material or this material. Doing 3 dailies during your first day is again something that I would do myself. Weekly quests again focus on this material and this material.
What are those? It's infused with the energy of the stars that has seeped into the earth. Harmony shards?
They are very important for your gear enchanting process. After this, I would basically just jump on the sea and start doing the island quests, which are a beautiful form of story. It's just very rewarding and very fun to do as well. You get to discover what Lost Ark is about and at the same time get gear enchantment materials. Speaking about gear enchantment materials, I have another video just posted a couple of days ago, linked in the description below. Very important for you to watch that, where I tell you all of the places where you can get gear enchantment materials and how I go about getting mine, so I can progress.
Chat, what
with
are
my
the soul
gear also
orbs?
at the
What are the soul orbs used for? You can pay to avoid the alt thing. What? Extra loot. Like, how do you spend them? Gives you enchant material. Soul orbs have material and loot. Soul, is it literally something you open and it's a bunch of loot? Is the soul literally like a big chest?
same time as
okay.
playing the game and having fun.
I thought you had to like
discovering my
collect a
class.
shit ton of
Personally,
them.
I would jump straight onto the Paito Island. I would come here to this deck, finish the yellow quest here for a little bit of pirate coins. Then I would go to this quadrant, this island right here, the Freedom Island. I would finish the 2 yellow quests here for more pirate coins, at which point I would have enough pirate coins, which is another currency in the game, to go back to Peito here, same deck, this merchant, and buy myself this particular song that costs pirate coins. After I have this song, I would right away go and start doing this quadrant, this island right here, Lullaby Island. There is an event here on this island where you need to do it 3 times, and this event requires you to play this song in order to complete it. The event, after you do it 3 times, it's a purple quest on the island, right? After you do it 3 times, it rewards you with this song. This song is later on useful in a very rewarding island for gear enchantment materials, which is this island right here. This one, the Dream Gull Island. Here, in order to finish all of the quests, you need this song that you get from Lullaby Island. This is how I would start, and afterwards I would go watch my own video with the gear enchantment materials so I can see all of the other islands. In the description, I'm also gonna link
Seems like
you
it's
a
all about
spreadsheet
farming
with,
gear enchantment
all of the
material.
islands for tier 1 content and tier 2 as well that give you anything. All of those islands are listed there, and the rewards that they have are also listed there. So you can see which one gives you gear enchantment materials, which one gives you sea tokens, which one
Is
gives you
gear
pirate
enchantment
coins,
material
etc.
just taking
Upon
like
hitting
your
item level 300.
Is it literally taking your best in slot and enchanting it to make it stronger, the stats? Like once you find all of your best in slot, is it literally gear enchantment material where you just enchant pieces to make the eye level higher? Here's an endgame map. Elandrian's progress chart, the main progression, what to do to progress once 50. Okay, so you do the Guardian dungeons. You can do you get 2 souls a day. There's dailies to do. They give you gear enchantment material. You do the fucking open sea shit that will lead to more gear enchantment material. What to do once 50. Daily checklist. Chaos Dungeons uses 50 energy per run, gain 100 energy per day. Wait, so you can only do 2 Chaos Dungeons a day on one character? You can do more. You can do more for less mats. Well, then you can do... Oh. Well, does that mean so does the Guardian bosses drop loot and then you can only get 2 souls? So you can technically keep doing Guardian bosses for gear. Same with the Chaos Dungeons. So the first 2 Chaos Dungeons, the first 2 Guardian raids, give you the most for the day. And then maybe it's probably not worth doing more afterwards. Just waiting till the next day. Una daily. Oh, fuck. Una daily. 3 Una tasks per day can be expanded up to 3. And then 3 dailies a day, which give you the gear enchantment material. There's Adventure Island, Voyage Co-op, Trade Skills until energy is depleted. I noticed there is energy tied to professions. I did notice that. I saw that shit. This is going to be kind of interesting. You know, this is where, you know, you start to appreciate some of the fucking NA fucking games and their end game. Guild support, 1 donation, report actions. I wonder how the report actions, I wonder how important those are. Once per day, only on specific days. So you want to kill a world boss every day. Okay, limited time events. Field bosses, ghost ships, chaos gates, adventure islands. Complete the field boss raid to obtain rewards. Is the field boss a world boss? Or are these 2 different types of bosses? Complete the ghost ship raid to obtain rewards. Field boss is world boss? Okay. Ghost ship, chaos gates. Complete the chaos gate raids. There's a difference between a chaos gate and a chaos dungeon then. So the Chaos Gate at specific times is a daily as well. And then an Adventure Island. Is Chaos Gate more gear? There's rested XP system specifically for dailies like this. Damn. All right. I mean, the way I see it is, you're farming gear enchantment material to make your eye level higher so you can do the Legion raids, right? That's the whole point. So then once you hit the eye level that you need to do a specific Legion raid, what is the eye level of the first Legion raid? I just do Chaos Dungeon, Awakening Quest, Guardian raids, islands when you have 50 hour gear so you can go to tier 2. 1370. When you get to tier 2, is it literally the same dailies, just like at a higher tier? So is shit's harder? Is tier 3 when Legion starts? I see the gist of what you do here at endgame. Upgrade materials. Oh, that's what the fragment he was talking about. Guardian and Destruction Stones. Leap Stones, Fusion Stones, Training Auxiliary Material. Okay, tickets and other stuff. What is this? Oh, it tells you the big... Oh, here we go. Orange quests are main story quests. Blue quests are world quests. Hit level 50. Don't touch side quests, yellow, or limited time quests. Hit level 50, orange quests, blue quests. Get 302 rare gear set and unlock Abyss dungeons. The North Vern quests. You guys said to do this and then you get your power pass. Keep following blue quests. Get your first awakening. Get your epic set from Abyss dungeons. Oh yeah, what are Abyss dungeons? Is an Abyss dungeon the dungeons you do leveling up, but level 50 version? It's weekly dungeons. 3 per week per Abyss dungeon. Availability is per character. Challenge Abyss dungeon. Are all these available via the menus to queue into? Okay. Okay, so 302. Do all this. Get your awakening. 460 gear score. There's islands to get mats. Run the Chaos Dungeons and Guardian raids. Level up your 302 rare gear. Finish Rowandel's story, blue quests, new continent with story. Grab a relic ability stone. Wow, the next chunk, tier 2. So hit 600 gear score. So the goal, okay, so once you hit 600 gear score, you're into tier 2. And then 1100 is tier 2. And then tier 3 is getting to 1340. and get to 1575 gear score. So you, by the time Legion raids come out, you're trying to aim for like 1600 gear score. Interesting. Okay. Well, now I need to actually fucking hit level 50. I don't really mind the grindiness. I mean, the whole point of MMOs is gearing up and getting higher and higher eye level. That's like what you sign up for when you're going into these fucking games. So if you don't like that shit, obviously you're gonna be like, this looks boring. Like, okay. There's other games where you don't have to gear at all, and you just fucking play the game. I like these type of games. Granted, this game has a fuck ton of shit to do, but my main interest is not the fucking bullshit. It's literally the raids. Even the PvP looks kind of like mini-game-ish. Like, I really only care about the PvE and, like, trying to kill a boss. Granted, this game is definitely, like, way more layers of shit to do. Or layers of things that can be... There's a lot here. I feel like you don't have to focus on everything, though. The Guardian Abyss raids are fun. You will enjoy that. Like, once you hit... For example, like, when... Okay, the MMO that I went the hardest on was WoW. And every time you come back to WoW, it's like, okay, let me farm fucking heroics, get to the eye level, and then go do raids. I don't know, and then maybe even do a little LFR to get, like, better gear. And then once you hit a specific eye level, then you see if you can find, like, a pug and do a raid or a guild or whatever. So the way I see it is, this is kind of like, once you hit 1600 eye level, then you're kind of just waiting to raid. And then farming your gear enchantment mats. You can, and then ignore everything else. You could just focus on that aspect of the game and just ignore everything else. Unless it's like you need to constantly farm islands and shit. Because once you hit 1600 eye level and you're doing Legion raids, you would get Legion raid gear to make your eye level higher. And then would you farm enchantment material to make that raid gear a higher eye level? That's probably what you do, right? Yeah, so you just only focus on that. Everything else, like, you don't have to focus on the other parts of the game. I would just do it for the PvE. Yeah, like when I play WoW, it's like, oh, log in. Once you're at the eye level and you have all your shit enchanted and whatever the fuck, it's like, oh, wait until raid days. Wait until raid days. It's not like I'm out here fucking going and needing to farm every mount and fucking do fucking pet battles. And then like, oh, I need to go and fucking do a bunch of bullshit. You don't have to, but you can if you want to do that. Yeah, like you can, yeah. There's a lot of stuff you can filter out, but if you want to do everything, you can as well. I don't know. It seems like it's... When you look at this stuff and watch this guy's video, it does kind of break it down. It's a little daunting, but it's like, I see. The pirate coins look kind of fucking annoying, so we'll see how that works. You can transfer... I don't like the alt shit. The alt shit just adds like a repeat. It like loops the content with alts. I don't like that at all. But that makes me think you can have like 7 fucking alts do... chaos dungeons on 7, or you can have 5 alts do guardian raids on all of them, and you have 10 guardian souls, and then throw them on one character, and then open 10 on one character who's your main. I don't like that. I don't like when games encourage alts. But see, I don't know. Other people don't give a fuck. I'm the type of person that I like playing one character and then trying to do everything on that one character. The alts are very low maintenance, 50 to 20 minutes max per day. I mean, true, how long does a Guardian raid take? Do you just load in and fucking kill a boss and get the orb? But still, if it's 15 to 20 minutes, it seems like it's kind of unnecessary. Still then, okay. But, you know, sometimes these games, like, they want you to experience all the classes or some shit like that. It's like a different endgame philosophy. Like, I never liked how Destiny did it. It's like, I want to main this character and then do everything on this character. But I remember Destiny made it so it's like, oh, you want all the different characters and you want to for the grinding. Oh, I don't like that. It's one of the worst parts. But you make all your alts death blades. Lol. I guess that's not a bad idea. But still, that seems stupid that you have to do that. But that does work. Check a bit. Anyone have a video about engravings? By the way, is gear enchanting engraving? Or are those two different things? Not the same. So you get gear enchanting mats to up your eye level on the gear. And then you have engravings. Are engravings like gems in gear or something? That's the only other thing I don't know about. Engravings are your books. Yeah, that's the other thing I need to see. Like, I was like, what the fuck? Chaos dungeons and shit. But as soon as you see, like, a video and the
All right, what's going
representation of it, it's like, oh, this is easy.
on, everyone? Welcome to my engraving / gearing guide for Lost Ark. A lot of you guys have been asking me on my stream like crazy to cover engravings, how do accessories work, how do ability stones work, what is all of this stuff on my screen, and how do I tell what stats are right for my class. In this video, I will cover all of that stuff for those of you that are new and looking to hop into the game, especially when progressing through tier 1 content.
What the fuck? Oh, so there's literally something that says engravings here. I never even paid attention. Oh, okay. Well,
hop into the game, especially when progressing through tier 1 content, and hopefully by the end of this video you'll have a much better idea of how the gearing system works overall. Now fortunately, we do have a sponsor for today's video, so we'll hop into that and I'll see you right back here at the video. This video is sponsored by HelloFresh.
Wow, sellout. Wow. I'm gonna post on his subreddit.
These
I'm
are
a
items that
fucking
you're going
loser.
to earn from various aspects in the game. You have your chaos dungeons that you'll be doing early. You also have your void dungeons or your abyss dungeons, depending on the region that you've played on so far. And then you also have your raiding content, your abyss raids and your legion raids. When you start off the game early on, you're going to be doing chaos dungeons, which are essentially your rift style Diablo content that you've seen a lot of players do in various videos. And you're going to get a starter set of gear through doing that, these blue items that you acquire. That's going to hold you over until you end up crafting your own gear throughout various vendors in the game from doing those dungeons, those end game dungeons that are different than chaos dungeons and your legion raids. You don't have to know all these terms, just know that you end up crafting your end game gear sets. And there is no RNG in acquiring these. There are different sets that offer different set bonuses. On the right side of your character, you're going to have your accessories, which are separate and you'll acquire them through different means. You will not craft these. You will find them, loot them, or get them from the market from other players. The left side of your character, your actual equipment, will determine your overall item level. You will go to this honing vendor. I believe that's what it will be called on NA, and you upgrade your gear similar to what you've seen in other games. However, you do not diminish or downgrade your gear if you fail the upgrade. Nothing happens. You just waste your mats and you continue to upgrade your gear over time. If you fail enough times, you get an automatic 100%
it reminds me of BDO.
Failed. It's a pity system built into the game. And that's how you'll progress the left side of your character. And that's really all you need to know for at least the time being. I'll do a more in-depth video as you reach tier 3 content. On the right side, again, you have your accessories. And on these accessories, you'll see three things. You will see secondary stats like crit, agility, stats that you've seen in other MMOs before. You will see something at the top called grade or quality. That will be a number. Some items will be lower in quality or grade. Some items will be higher in quality and grade. Essentially what grade or quality means is it determines how much of the secondary stat you will receive. So you have 200 max secondary stat on rings, 300 on earrings, and 500 on your neck piece. Meaning that the grade or quality on your rings rather are not as important as your earrings and your neck piece, right? Because you can only get 200 agility max on earrings, so getting 190 isn't that
So
big
wait,
of a deal.
is the quality RNG with your crafting? So that's a quality 75 ring. Someone could craft and get a quality like 98.
75 grade or quality. When you look at your earrings though, you can get 300, so you care more about it there. And then you have your neck piece. However, early on, you care about none of that. Early on, especially when you first get into the game in the first tier, tier 1, which you will be in for about a week or two until you get to tier 2. And then that will be 2 to 3 weeks. You'll probably be in there, 4 weeks if you're a newer player maybe. And then tier 3 comes out. And then in end game tier 3 is when you care about quality or grade. We'll touch more on that later. So again, you have secondary stats. That's on the gear. You can see crit. You have have your grade, and then you have something called engraving effects. Now, I will have a video listed down below that does cover engravings in maybe a more in-depth fashion if this is a little bit more confusing to you, but I will cover it in today's video. All right, so right now I'm going to unequip all of my accessories, and you can see that I have we'll undo these as well, and you can see that I have no engraving effects. The way that you want to understand engraving effects is that it's a similar system to corruption, but a much better system than corruption if you've ever played Battle for Azeroth. And I know for some people that might give them the heebie-jeebies, but that's the best way I can compare it to anything that I've played previously.
I don't think I ever played the corruption patch.
If you look at this piece of equipment, again, we have our secondary stats. At the top, we have strength, vitality. Again, that's just by default. Don't worry about that. You're looking at the secondary additional stats. And then underneath that, we have the engraving effects. Plus 5 grudge, plus 3 sharp blunt, plus 2 slowness. The first two in the yellow text are positive effects, and the bottom effect, the red effect, is a negative
It's
effect.
kind of like the
when
rock.
I equip this, you can see that I've gained plus 5 points into grudge or level 1. You can see I have summon sharp blunt, but it's not at level 1 yet, and I have summon slowness, but it's not at level 1 yet. In order to get the benefit of any of these effects, you need at least 5 points to get level 1, 10 points to reach level 2, and 15 points to reach level 3. And it's a cascading effect. Obviously, the more and deeper you go into the engraving effect, the stronger it gets. So it's important to note that by just having 2 points in slowness, again, if you look at it, 5, 3, and 2, by just having 2 points in slowness, I do not receive the negative effect. You have to reach level 1 or 5 points, 10 points, or 15 points. Hopefully you're following me here. So when you're looking at all of these things, you're probably wondering which one's most important. Early on, the most important thing that you care about is secondary stats. So you're going to prioritize secondary stats, then you're going to prioritize engravings, and then down the road, you'll prioritize quality or polish or whatever it's called, right? The grade, the number you see at the top. That's the last thing you will prioritize. But first, worry about your stats, then worry about engravings. But at certain points in the game, you'll worry about all of them all at once, okay? But just keep that in mind. Also keep in mind that when you do make a set of accessories, if all of your accessories have the correct stats, but maybe one is off, but it will give you this engraving effect and it will help you out, that's fine as well. With that being understood, let's dive more into engravings. So as we mentioned earlier, you're going to acquire your gear set, and it's pretty easy to do, and it's very deterministic. As you do dungeons and raids, you will then acquire these mats and craft your own set gear. However, when we look at our accessories, again, you will earn them through chaos dungeons, you will earn them through guardian raids, but more than anything, you will earn them by buying them from other players. When you do that type of content, accessories will drop, and more than likely an accessory will drop that might be worth something to somebody else, but not for your class. You're gonna post your accessories on the auction house, and you're probably gonna end up buying accessories for you that are beneficial.
So you craft your fucking gear on the left, doing chaos dungeons and guardian shit, just naturally craft it, and then you might just get accessories, or others might get accessories, and that's the shit you need to buy. So the left side's all crafting, the right side is the loot that you might get from a boss, or worst case, you have to get it from the AH.
So you're going to sell the ones that you gather and then save your gold, and oftentimes look for an accessory that's beneficial for you. However, early on in the game, you will not be using the market. You'll take what you can get. And how it will work is you'll create a build or find a build, and I'll talk more about how you can find a build later, and you're going to try to craft an engraving set, keeping in mind that you want the best stats possible. So with our accessories, the first thing that you'll do is actually look for engraving effects, not in your accessories, but through seal books. And these are books that you will acquire, and I'll make a video on this later, or maybe the video is already out by now. You will go around and do quests and earn seal books by playing the game. Okay,
oh, that's what you guys meant by books.
What they actually do is they store in your engraving knowledge tome thing here, and all of your characters have access to this. Okay, so whenever you read a book, all of your characters have access to this feature, meaning that it's set server or account wide, and we'll talk more about what that means in a second. This will show you all of the possible engraving effects that exist in the game, and on the second tab here, these are all of the possible engraving effects that exist for your class. So let's say we're going for a Madness build, and we want to build Madness Berserker because it's a very popular build that's extremely strong. The first thing that you'll do early on in the game is you'll try to gather as many books as possible. And again, you'll earn them through doing quests. There are 4 different types of books that you can acquire. There are green engraving books. There are blue engraving books, there are purple engraving books, and then later on in tier 3, there are legendary engraving books. Now, when you read a book, you need to read 20 to store it in that page that I showed you earlier. You need to read 20 green books, and what that will do is it will give you the engraving effect. Follow me along here. It will give you the engraving effect, and it will give you 3 points of it. I'll explain what that means in a second. If you read 20 of the blue books right here, you will get 6 points. If you then go on to read 20 of the purple books, you'll get 9 points, and if you read 20 of the legendary books, you will get 12 points. Essentially, think of this as like enchanting. You're reading this knowledge or this manual, and if you read 20 of each color, you go 3, 6, 9, 12, giving you those points. And what that means is you have these 2 slots here, right? And this is the first way that you'll start to work on your engravings. The first thing you'll look for is these books, the seal knowledge, and you will seal or enchant yourself with these engravings. So if I wanted madness, again, I've read 20 of the green, then I read 20 of the blue, then I read 20 of the purple, and then I went to read 20 of the legendary. Okay, and that's going to give me those 12 points that we talked about. And now I can seal that and drag it here, and you can see that I gained 12 points of madness, right? And that gives me up to level 2. Remember, 5 points in level 1, 5 points in level 2, and we have 2 points in level 3, but I need to fill it all out to get this.
Were those books specific fucking madness books? So are the books RNG? But for your class, so it's like 12. Okay. Are specific to the skill. You get to choose what you get. Oh.
To get the benefit. So that means I need an accessory that gives me +3 madness, right? If I put these earrings on, I now get level 3 madness. Easy enough, right? By the way, this is the most confusing system in Lost Ark, so don't feel, oh my gosh, I don't understand it yet. It'll make more sense to you.
Wait, I missed it. What the fuck? Wait.
So that means I need an accessory that gives me +3 madness.
Wait. Is the earring engraved? Or does the earring just have that as a stat on the earring? It comes with it, right? Oh, it's a stat. Oh, okay.
That's right.
So you can find a ring. Oh, okay. So this is just like, oh, you got a good drop, and it's like, oh, I needed a fucking ring that had +3 madness. Perfect.
Put these earrings on, I now get level 3 madness. Easy enough, right? By the way, this is the most confusing system in Lost Ark, so don't feel, oh my gosh, I don't understand it yet. It'll make more sense to you when you're actively playing the game. But if you're just watching this video and you're following along so far, you're doing good. Also, the earrings that I did just equip earlier also had 5 grudge on them, so now I've earned the grudge effect as well. And remember, I haven't earned any of the negative effects. But you can seal 2 of them. So early on in the game, you're not gonna have these legendary books. You're probably gonna have at best blue books, maybe you've read some green books. And what you'll do is you can double seal, right? So I can take this, maybe I've read 20 of the green and 20 of the blue, giving me those 6 points. I can actually double seal, drag them in the slot, and now I have 12 points, right? 6 and 6 gave me that 12, and all I would need to do is get those last 3. So that's how it's going to work. You're going to get your books first and seal, and then what you'll look for is a thing called an engraving stone, right? So we took care of the books, and then now we need an engraving stone. And an engraving stone is something that you'll learn about by doing a quest in the game. As you do your progression at end game, you'll get these stones from doing a quest, and it will ask you to cut a stone. And welcome to RNG City with this system. It's really fun to do, but it's also really tilting.
We did one of those.
So you get to this little screen right here, and essentially what you're trying to do and what you have to do is you have to make your way across all of these. And it's no different than an accessory, right? These have no stats on them, by the way. You'll loot a stone from doing a chaos dungeon or a guardian raid, and it will show you guillotine, barricade, peacefulness. This is a stone that has those engraving effects on it. And you have 75% here to, if I tap it here, I failed. This is where the RNG starts. I have another 75% chance to get an effect here. Boom, I hit one. Again, 65%. Every time you succeed, you go down 10%. Every time you fail, you gain 10%, with the max being 75. Okay, it's okay if you're confused, or just watch the screen. So now I've got 55%, I hit. Now I get 45%, I'm gonna go down here because I actually want to fail this. I don't want to succeed in this row, and I want to succeed in these roads, right? I don't want negative effects. So 55, I'll go go here for funsies. I passed. 45, I failed. Then I'll go here. 65, I'll bring it here. Just for science. 75, I'll do it here. This is bad stone already, right? But we'll just do this for science. So I'll fill these out now. So I've got 5, 6, and 4. And if I add that stone, if I equip it, right, 5, it's very simple. Plus 5 guillotine, plus 6 barricade, plus 4 peacefulness.
So hypothetically, could he have gotten a stone that had a madness effect on it if he needed to get the +3?
The stone and it's right there, I get those effects and I don't get the negative effect, right? So when you combine your stone that you will acquire, it goes in this bottom slot, your seals here, and I equip all of these accessories, right? That's how you will get a build like this. By combining the stone, getting a really good stone is important, but early on you'll take what you can get, getting some nice accessories and so on. That's the gearing in Lost Ark in a nutshell. There's also things like gems in tripods, but you won't experience those until tier 2 and tier 3 content, which will take you a couple of weeks, and I don't recommend learning about it now. It's going to overwhelm you. But if you can understand this, the left side being your actual equipment, and the quality thing that you see here is the exact same as I mentioned earlier. You quality the equipment and you upgrade that.
And that's where you need the enchanting material farming, because you do the chaos dungeon, you do the guardian raids, you get the fucking materials to craft the set you want, and then you fucking farm the enchanting material to enchant the fucking gear you crafted, and then you get this shit off the AH or whatever, and then as you're farming books dependent on your build, you socket those two things in and then try to max out via the engraving.
That determines your item level and then your accessories that you will get through various aspects of the game. And that's responsible for your critical strike, your agility, and all your secondary stats and your engravings. If you are overwhelmed by any of this, do not panic, do not worry. It didn't make sense to me until I actually played the game. And like a lot of things in life, watching a video on it prior before you actually see it in person can oftentimes feel overwhelming or confusing, but just know that it will make a lot more sense when you're actually playing the game, like all things in life.
Anyone here make their full crafted
what
set?
I'm saying, it will help you a lot when you're jumping into the game, and it won't be
because you can only do so many
now,
guardian raids,
where
right?
should I learn about builds and how do I know what stats do I want for my class and how do I know what engravings I want? There's a fantastic website, Max.
Wait, you don't craft a set? What do you mean? I thought you craft a set. Tier 1, Tier 2 use chaos set. Oh, free 302 set at Sushire.
.gg that just picked up Lost Ark, and it has a lot of reliable information on there.
Yeah, I've been using this to level up.
But for example, you can go to their build guides and look for a Madness or Mayhem Berserker raid guide, and it will tell you your build, your ability layout. It will give you how to choose your actual ability tripods. Don't worry about that yet. And it will also give you engravings that we just touched on, which ones you want to go for, and it will also give you a stat breakdown as well. It gives you all of the information here, very easy to digest.
Okay, interesting. So, I mean, the gear he was showing, his legendary gear, I'm assuming he was showing his tier 3 gear. Right? So it might be a little misleading. Like, this gear you craft when you're at tier 3. So, the blue gear you get, 302. Honestly, this side is the easy side. This is like just getting your fucking, like, clothes on. Everything else, the engraving, and then you just enchant. So 302 from Sushire. You can get orange gear tier 1. But is that literally taking your 302 gear and just enchanting it constantly? Does the blue turn to legendary? Is that a mechanic in the game? No. Okay. No, it's transferring. You buy orange gear with currency you win in dungeons. Wait, what? You transfer when moving to the next tier. Okay, I'm gonna go one tier at a time. Holy shit. You get sets from the Abyssal Dungeon. You can swap the upgrades to legendary gear that you crafted. I see. I see. Yeah. One step at a time. As soon as I, like, get the gear, it's gonna be way easier. I see the gist on how this works. You have a plus 15 helmet, you can move that plus 15 to another helmet with better set bonuses. Oh, so you can enchant. Oh, so you can, the gear that you're enchanting, you can transfer the enchant to another set. instead of fucking losing all that enchanted shit. Oh, okay. So it's not bound to the fucking gear. Oh, I see.
40, when I enchant my blue gear a little bit, I would get my friends together or my guildies and go to farm some abyssal dungeons. You have one run of each of these per character per week, and it's important to do because not only they give you nice accessories for your character, they also give you gold and not
Oh,
to
they give you
mention gear
books.
enchantment materials. This is a harder form of 4-man content, so I would get my
That's the other thing about the books then. You want to find a build you like, and then you want to choose the books that fit the fucking enchantments or engravings. So you get, are these predetermined books you get, or is it these are books you get and then you can choose what engravings these are going to be going towards? So you need a build, or are the, oh, you do, so you choose, you can choose. Oh, okay. So you choose a book, and then the book has whatever the fuck you want. So the books are RNG. The book is like, is the book fucking predetermined, or do you choose in the book? Oh, okay. And then the quality of the book is just how many points you get into whatever engraving you're focusing on. But a book, no matter what book, a book is good no matter what. Because if you're like, oh, I need fucking crit book, or you need like fucking the engraving that's like called fucking bullshit, and you have like 50 books, you can just click on those books, choose the bullshit engraving.
friends together for this, and I would farm it. Once I farm this enough times, the first one and the second one, I would get these tokens, and the second one also rewards me with actual pieces of blue gear. This right here is the same item level as your blue one, the purple one. It's 302. However, the only difference is that being a higher grade, purple as opposed to blue, it gives you better bonus effects, and also on top of that, it's a set. So having a set with set bonuses is always better than just having a blue piece on yourself. And once I finish those abyssal dungeons, I will get tokens as rewards. Tokens which you can exchange down here in the enchanting district. You can exchange at this NPC with actual pieces of blue gear. I have enough tokens to request 3 hats, but I'm going to request, for example, a piece of pants because
So
my
it's like
pants are
tokens
blue.
and
I
like
will
WoW,
request these purple pants. I will also request a piece of purple
or like
gloves.
Valor
And
points.
I didn't claim the gloves yet. Don't forget to claim stuff, yeah? And I have them both now in my bag, pants and gloves. Then I would go to
Oh,
the merchant that has a hammer as a symbol, gear
yeah, like
honing, it
badges.
says. Interact, gear transfer, select my pants, then take my blue pants that I'm currently wearing and use them as fodder to transfer
Ah,
all of my enchants over to my purple pants. Gear transfer, I lose my blue ones, but I get my purple ones with the same exact enchants as my blue ones had. Do the same with gloves, and now all of a sudden I already have 3 pieces from the purple set, which I can equip on myself and get some juicy set bonuses as well, which is attack speed 8% in my case. This is the way gear works at a very basic explanation in Lost Ark. It works the same in the next tier as well. Once you get the blue from the chaos, you can start farming the abyssal, get some tokens or even pieces dropped from the dungeons, and just replace that, take on the enchants, and move on. You should also continue doing your story. The blue one that led you here, it continues through North Verne, and then after that it takes you to Shoeshire, and then from Shoeshire and item level 460, you can move on to Rohendel
oh,
and
is that
further
what you meant by you get a blue set from Shoeshire? Is that what you guys are saying?
to the west side of the map. Yeah. Now finishing the story, the blue quests in
So it seems like your beginning 50 gear, your starter 50 gear, you want to do all the quests for your awakening, and it will lead you to Shoeshire to get your all your blues that you can use and just enchant while you farm the tokens to then get the purple gear at that vendor he just showed.
light blue story in North Verne also unlocks the abyssal dungeons that I was talking about. On top of that, finishing this story unlocks the opportunity for you to boost up another character for free all the way to endgame. And that is done with the help of this item, which is called a Vern Power Pass, and you get this item in your mail as soon as you finish the last quest in the blue story of North Vern, which is called Earin's Request. Eventually, you're gonna have to come back here to the Queen, and that quest is gonna be called Earin's Request. You finish it, and you get in your mailbox here a Vern Power Pass. You take this Power Pass in your bag, you right click it, use it, and now you have it bound to your account. Then you go to character selection screen, create a character, and then use the Vern Power Pass on it by pressing Power Pass as opposed to Start Game. Once that character is at end game, that character is also going to receive another Vern Power Pass that you can again use in the same way and boost up a third character on that account to level 50. These power passes never expire, so I recommend you use them sparingly. In case you're a new player, you're trying a class at end game, you might
I'm gonna
like it
save
or you
one
might
and
not. If you don't really like it at end game, feel free to use another Vern
boost one
power
of the
pass to
strikers
boost
and
up
main a
another.
striker.
Try that one. But then after your second, wait a little bit. Wait a few days, maybe a couple of weeks, until you get to discover this game a bit more, until you get to see what other classes people are playing. Maybe you like some animations of someone right next to you, and then you're gonna have a free boost in order to use on the class that you have picked while being a little bit more educated on Lost Ark, as opposed to boosting up or leveling up a third character that you might eventually not like either. Alts are very useful in Lost Ark because of many reasons. First of all of these cooldowns that we talked about, they are per character. So doing abyssal dungeons on your alt as well, it's very easy to get to 340, right? Your alt can also make this sum of gold, a bit of accessories, some gear enchantment materials as well. The same things goes for the chaos dungeons, yeah? Your alt can do the chaos dungeons and get these materials. It can use it himself or herself, or these are tradable. You can send them to your main. The same for
Oof.
Guardian Raids, even better. In Guardian Raids, these are tradable as well, on top of these also. The fact that you have more chances to get the runes, for example, which are like, server wide, this is also very important, yeah? And also not to mention everything else that you can get on an alt as well as drops, such as, for example, engravings. Engravings are, again, server wide. Getting some on your main, some on your alt. You can use them on whatever character you want, yeah? So they're important, they're nice to have, and they're also mega fun to play in terms of playing several classes, getting to enjoy more of Lost Ark. Lastly, I would like to talk about the cash shop. This is a question that I get very often on my stream, for example. What is worth to buy from the cash shop? So let's take a look at the cash shop, and I will tell you a couple of items that I think are worth it. First of all, the premium membership. You can buy this either with it's from here. You can buy this either with blue diamonds, which you can also get from in-game by spending gold on them. It's this currency exchange button. Buy crystals. You pay an amount of gold for some diamonds. When you have enough diamonds, you can go ahead and buy yourself a premium membership. Here you can also buy it straight with real money. Premium membership is important for several reasons, but the one big reason why this is important is this Bifrost slots right here. Everyone gets one for free, and then later on another and a third, but the premium gives you two right away. So having 3 instant teleport locations to anywhere in the world is very important for when you're going to want to be efficient with doing your daily quests. These daily quests are all over the place. And with these Bifrost slots, you can save that exact location where you need to travel for your daily, get to the NPC, finish it up, 3 minutes, you're done, move onwards with your day. That's one reason and one thing.
It seems like the traveling aspect of the dailies is the most annoying.
I would absolutely recommend buying this one if you still see it at the moment of you watching the video. Blue crystal in general is useful. As I said, not only for the premium membership, but also for many other things in the game, right, that cost blue crystal. So having them is very nice. Other than that, I would go for the Mount Pet here and sailing. I would absolutely buy one of these ship skins, whichever one you think fits for you. I purchased this one for myself, and I highly recommend it. As you're sailing around on the sea, this is a skin for your boat. But on top of just being a skin, it also gives you some convenience things. For example, this one automatically presses my spacebar basically and gives me the speed boost. And not only that, it loots stuff from the sea automatically, and it also has a chance to restore the speed boost gauge of my boat. So this is nice, but this one is, where is it? This one is also very popular. A mount from the cash shop is always a worthwhile investment because not only they look awesome, but they are also a
Oof, I
little
bought
bit
both of
faster
them.
than most of the mounts in game. And then finally, from the home tab, this Mari's secret shop. If you do want to spend anything here, then at least spend on proper things, which are tier 2 or tier 3 materials as opposed to tier 1. Don't buy these tier 1 because you
Oh.
have so many ways and it's so fast to get all of the tier 1 things in game that you actually would just be basically wasting money. But these for tier 2 and tier 3, if you're going to find them later on,
You can buy
are
the
cool to
upgrade
have because the
mats.
nature of tier 2 patch and tier 3 patch is to be a bit slower than tier 1.
Chat, what's the highest you can upgrade a piece of gear? Plus 25. So hypothetically, you could buy a bunch. You can buy the Guardian Stone Fragment, Destruction Stone Fragments, all plus 25, all your blue gear, and then transfer all the plus 25 to the purple gear. You can buy 50 only. Your OT up to at plus 15 is level 600. Oh.
So if you want to spend here, which you don't need by any means, by the way, you can get all of these things always in game. Then at least spend on something that's of value. And that was everything for my crash course into Lost Ark, my beginner's guide for all of you that are new. I hope this was helpful to you. Why don't you go ahead and start some gathering as well? You can start out with foraging, logging, mining, then go to your housing plot with those materials, right? You get a song all the way back from a purple quest in Lotera Castle at level 26. You go to your housing plot, you take care of that a little bit, you level it up, you discover the stronghold system, and then later on, when your character gets to tier 2 gear, you can start slowly getting into hunting, fishing,
Yeah, I'm starting to think
excavating, right? Because
it's
these
way
three are
easier
important
just
for,
to fucking
tier
stream
2.
some
There's so
Master
much
Chef.
in Lost Ark that you can actually do, and I didn't even mention PvP. Joining a guild, very important to do at end game, right? Being part of a community, playing with some friends, and on top of that, getting rewarded with materials that you can later on exchange at this merchant for even more gear upgrading materials and whatever other goodies, right? I wish you lots of love. Thank you for watching this video. I stream here on YouTube. I upload these kinds of videos regularly. I have a video podcast here, so absolutely worth subscribing to my channel. And until next time, I'll see you really soon. Take care and stay safe.
Okay, I mean, I get the point. I see how this works and stuff. It's not that complicated. It really isn't. It's definitely overwhelming, but when you get the gist of it, yeah, you need to farm enchanting material to make your gear stronger, and you need to farm books for engravings. So I don't know. It's like not super hard. Let me see, Striker or War Dance. Raven, did you say Striker is one of the newer classes? Striker. War Dancer looks like fun. Yeah, War Dancer looks pretty fun. I meant Striker. I meant Striker. I wonder how your middle shit works. It's like 3 orbs. Oh, it's like 3 different moves. Oh, I see. Some moves need 2 to 3 orbs. Oh. Let's see how what's the difference on War Dancer. It definitely looks very similar. Soulfist looks slower than the others. Battle Dancer gives more buffs while Striker is more damage. I would prefer Striker then. See Soulfist one more time. I'm assuming that's the awakening move, her like massive spirit bomb. Oh, it is. Every 2 minutes you can do that? Yeah, I can see, like, if you cast that and then you get stunned by the boss, rip, and then 3-minute cooldown. So you really need to know when to time your soul, your awakening. Oh, you can't get stunned? Oh, that's good. Yeah, actually, maybe Soulfist is kind of sick, actually. Honestly, it looks like it's hard to miss. It's such a big range. Probably wrong, though. Why are you re-rolling? I don't know. I just feel like it. Deathblade's cool, but I feel like playing this class or a Striker endgame is kind of more my style. Although I've enjoyed Deathblade. Leveling the Deathblade, it was a good choice, I feel like. Solid-ass leveling class. No, I'm gonna power pass. And then save the second power pass. Yeah, I'm not gonna fucking start at level 1 again. Fuck that shit. I'm literally finishing Deathblade and then power passing. Let me look at Scrapper. It was Warden. Wait, Scrapper again. Boot deep. Oh, Scrapper.
Hey guys, and
How does Scrapper compare? Scrapper does look like the moves seem like they have more impact than the others we've seen. They seem like they're chunkier hits. That move looks satisfying as well. I wonder how the middle bar works for Scrapper. There's 2 green moves and the others are yellow. Is it like 2 mana bars in a way? Looks like it's going up though, not down. Some of the moves make him go down. Build one to spend the other. It doesn't look like there's a huge issue in that regard. But yeah, it's kind of like a Moonkin. Yeah, I guess it's between Scrapper and Sulfus then. How are you playing? Lol. Yo, the Green Soul TV, what up, dude? Her ult is the Twin Demon. Oh. Scrapper and Striker need to back attack all the time. I guess so. It is a 3-minute ability. True.